นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ Today is the 8th day of the waning moon of the 6th month according to lunar calendar. In Buddhism we follow lunar calendar, and our calendar is quite unique because on each week you will have a sign, a tiny little sign of a Buddha statue, which you can tell that on that particular day it is a Buddhist day. According to solar calendar, then Sunday is the holy day for the Western, or on the Western side. But for us, our holy day move according to the moon. So our calendar is quite peculiar in that sense. Today I would like to talk about something that just on the way to the main shrine, I met my dog. This dog has been with me for 15 years, and her name is Namtan. Namtan could mean brown because she's brown, and Namtan could also mean sugar because sugar is brown. You know, so I don't know which one comes first, whether sugar comes first and brown comes later. She has been with me for 15 years. Very strange dog. She does not like people touching on her head. So I have been telling people that maybe she was a Bhikkhuni in her previous birth. So she does not like people touching her head. Every time when people touch her head, she would snap, and you would get a little bite from her. This clinging of the past can be seen even in animals. In Pali language, it is called vasana. Venerable Sariputra, even though he was already enlightened, and he was like a right-hand man for the Buddha. You know, he was a chief disciple, very well known for his wisdom. But he had one behavior which is not quite fitting for monastic. That is, he's always jumping around, in a habit of jumping across over like this, you know. And the Buddha commented that that is because of his vasana. Vasana means the previous, something that came from your previous birth. Apparently he was a monkey before. So that's why he was jumping, even though in that present birth, he was already enlightened. So coming back to my dog, I really believe that her inclination is very different from other dogs. She does not like to move around. She does not gang up with other dogs. We have about 8 dogs in this temple. She never cling around with others, never playfully running around with other dogs. So quite monastic behavior in a way, you know. Today she's very old, and first time I really look at her, and I had that connection with me. I feel very connected. She's very old, already losing her hair. She lost her teeth long time ago. So now she cannot bite anymore, but she still barks. She walks slowly, does not run anymore, cannot run anymore. So as I was coming, then I met Venerable Jigme, a Brazilian lawyer now in monastic life. I mentioned to her that I very much see myself in this dog. I really meant that. I really meant that, because as she's growing old, she must look like, if she was a human being, she would be something like 90, I would imagine, about 90 years old. And I actually see myself in her, because for the past year, last year and this year, 1.5 years already, I feel that this physical body is failing and frail, very frail, and you cannot expect yourself to do things that you used to do. So I'm going through this transition period of having to accept myself as I am, which I find is difficult. And this is very much Dharma practice. To understand the nature as such and to accept. To understand is one thing, but to accept is another thing. So it's a deep practice, deep spiritual practice that each one of us have to practice. So that is the first Dharma that I share with you with just my perception of my dog.